Not a chord.
What's going on, guys? David here with you today, bringing you another video, and I wanted to speak a little bit about starting an appliance repair business and the struggles and the amount of time that it's going to take to get you up and running successfully. Some of the stuff that I shared could honestly cut a couple years of learning curve and learning experience off your startup. So realistically and honestly, even if you had $10,000 to advertise, it's still going to take you time to get your name out there, get your business out there. I don't care what kind of business you start, regardless if it's appliance repair business, any business in particular is going to generally take 2 years, 2 to 5 years, shall I say, to really be successful. And honestly, when you get to that 5-year mark, there is, you're in a great place, you're in a great position because you've learned in that time frame, you've acquired all the different techniques and different strategies and different things that you've learned and acquired for your business. But it's going to take time. And so with that being said, when you're fully relying trying to start a business and you fully relying on it to pay your bills, it's best to start doing it part-time, because you're not going to jump in this business full-time and be successful right away. There's just no possible way. The only way that you make money is by people calling you for your service. So in order for people to call you, your name's got to spread. You got to get your name out there, and you've got to put bait out there. And what I've definitely experienced and learned, that sometimes I may go out here, and I like to use it as an example of planting a seed. I may plant a seed, I may run an ad, I may shoot a video, I may do some kind of marketing strategy, hoping for it to be effective for me right away. And there's a lot of times that things that I do is not effective right away, and that does not mean that it's not effective. It's just it takes time for that seed to grow and for that seed to begin to produce fruit. It's just like when you plant a tree, that tree just don't automatically becomes a tree. It takes time for that thing to grow. It takes time for that thing to root and actually become a tree. It actually has to, it's actually growing more under the ground than it is above the ground, because it's preparing itself to grow above the ground, and therefore it has to get rooted. So it takes time for you to get rooted in your community. It takes time for you to get rooted in your area. You got to get out here, and you got to have patience in everything that you do. If you do not have patience in any kind of business startup, you find yourself in a frustrated state of mind. And when you get into a frustrated state of mind, you cannot progressively move forward and be able to really acquire the skills to move forward to overcome that situation that you got going on in your business. So patience is definitely a key. And because I'm not where I'm at because I just started this yesterday, I started this in 2012. There's ads that I've ran years ago that's still floating around out here in the internet world. This is when Angie's List was offering free ads that you could run in the classified section. I still get calls off that ad that I posted up years ago for hauling off appliances. And I remember when I started getting a lot of calls from it, it was like a year later. And yeah, it was free. And yeah, don't get me wrong, you can go out here and you can get yourself on a billboard and you can spend thousands of dollars if you want to. If you got it, go ahead. But I know, like me, I didn't have $1,000. I didn't have $500. Barely had $100 in my name. And you guys got to understand something, that there was a lot of struggle in getting this business and growing this business. There was a lot of heartache. Me and my wife, we just celebrated 10 years. We had a great relationship. We still got a great relationship. But money was definitely an issue. Finances was definitely an issue. I was hard-headed. I didn't want to go out here and go work for nobody else. At times, I needed to go work for somebody else so that I can stay alive and wouldn't have the stress that I had on my life. And so that's what I'm telling you guys. When you're starting an appliance repair business, you need to go talk and plant as many seeds as you can in your first year. And look, listen, in a year's time, think about all the people that you can talk to in a year's time, all the customers that you can get. And the more customers you get is the more seeds that you're planting out there. So right now you got all this field out here that you need to go plant this seed in, and that seed is your name, that seed is your company. That seed is, hey, I service appliance repairs. I fix washers, dryers, stoves, refrigerators, dishwashers, microwaves, from Samsung, LG, Frigidaire, Kenmore, Maytag, to GE, to all major brands. Give me a call. And the more people, the more houses that you get yourself in, the more stuff that you learn how to talk with customers, you learn to deal with customers, you learn to handle different situations in a professional way that at this given time you may just freeze up, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Because there's a learning curve for everything. But I just wanted to tell you guys, when you're starting your appliance repair business, just know that there is routes that you can take. There's videos out here that gives great information. You know, it's a process game. It's a goal thing. It's planning and setting goals and patience. That's what it takes. Like I said, there's things that I've done that, heck, I've ran ads and got many calls, and I ran ads and didn't see calls start producing until later. And right now, you got to understand something. Time's slow. People is waiting to get their income tax. They're holding off. They're not having to spend money if they don't have to, because they know they're finna get that money coming in, so they're not calling. Every business is slow right now, regardless if you're in appliance repair, whatever business you're in. Every business around in the world right now is slow, especially if you're a service, especially if you're a service to the community. So take that in consideration, especially when you're a fresh new business. And right here, you're running all these ads and trying to do all that you can. But right now, we're putting bait out here in a slow time. But that don't mean that you give up and not stop putting that bait out there. You know, don't stop planting that seed out there, because when this operation begins to turn around, which it's going to, normally it'll pick back up around March and April. Everybody gets their checks, everybody gets their money in, and the flow of things to get to going in. That's like my grandpa here, he's a mechanic. It's slow, and parts houses are slow. Everything's slow right now, and the way that you're staying afloat right now is because you've put in your grind and your time, and you've been out here for years, and you've got things built. You know, you're going to go through warranty companies, you're going to go through so many different learning curves, but you've got to go through it. And in the midst of going through it, being patient and being encouraged. And so that's what it's all about. And see, things like this is where I help encourage people, like to talk to people. I talk to the guys in the groups like this. And, you know, this is a chat group, but this is also, you could talk with me on a personal side too, you know, because there's guys, you know, they're going through, they're going through just like anybody else would. And so knowing that you have somebody there that can help and walk you through it and be an encouragement through it, because I have went through everything that you're going through, okay? There's nothing that I didn't go through that you're not going to go through. And as long as you can stay encouraged and keep pushing through, keep achieving your goals, keep getting calls, keep learning all that you can, and being more efficient, working smarter and not harder, okay, you're going to be just fine. But this is David with DC Appliance Repair. Just wanted to put this video out here. It's a beautiful day here. I'm over in Alabama right now, and getting ready to do some footage on a car that we have here. I got a 73 Dodge Challenger. This thing is a beauty. But you know, like I said, I keep mentioning about the chat group. It's not just tech support. We talk about other things in the business. I share a lot of information. You're mostly just being a part and having a one-on-one conversation with me and the other guys. It's a great thing. But I appreciate all my new subscribers, appreciate the guys that's been there with me. I hope everybody a great successful week this week. Hope everything goes smooth. This is David with DC Appliance Repair. Hey, leave me a thumbs up. Like the thumbs up, that helps the channel. If you're not already part of the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.